private battle. Sister wives Garrison Brown struggled with depression and addiction in weeks before death by suicide, roommates claim. Now, right now, I've been on the hunt to find out more information when it comes to what exactly went down with Garrison, what brought him to, his final moments with us. And sadly, obviously the final moments with his family. Now, in this article itself in particular here, given to us by The Sun USA, it does talk about, let me get down to the nitty and gritty, you see what I'm saying, okay? But here it does say that Gabe had reportedly gone over to Garrison's apartment after their mother, Janelle, raised the alarm when the Garrison stopped replying to her messages on Monday night. Upon the discovery, Flagstaff police were called to the scene, and Officer Danny Warden spoke to his roommates. Now, more details have been released as Garrison's three roommates spoke to the police officers about their movements and Garrison's state of mind. In the police report exclusive obtained by the US Sun, Garrison's roommates Tyler, Cheyenne, and Addison all gave their account of the hours leading up to Monday night's tragedy. Now, I believe Garrison was found on Tuesday morning by his brother. Now, he continues here by saying that the officer wrote Addison stated that he has had conversations with Garrison about him being depressed lately. He stated that Garrison is an alcoholic and drinks every night. It's kind of concerning because this is what I would say. If you're around somebody that you recognize is always drinking, and you recognize either they're drinking or even eating, even smoking, to be honest with you, I think anybody that has some form of an addiction is somebody that definitely needs to be watched closely. Obviously, it's hard to give that person advice. It's hard to try and sway them to do the right thing, but it's important that we watch them closely. And, most important, I think, not to leave them by themselves sometimes because, in this world that we live in now, I feel like there are more signs than ever of the fact that people are going through something. It doesn't necessarily mean that person may take their life, but it's a sign to say that they are going through something, whether it's depression, anxiety, anything mental health related is something that needs to be watched. Because I know in today's society, there's a lot of people that either eat a lot of food when they're not feeling their best. There's people that smoke more, people that drink more, people that take other, drugs per se. And then sadly, there's people who end up actually taking their lives in the end. So I would take this information here and say to you right now, if you know anyone, even if it's yourself and you're finding it hard to even admit to yourself, that maybe recognize your actions as well as recognizing the people around you. Because obviously, I think in this situation here, it would have been hard for Janelle to obviously been there because obviously Garrison was elsewhere. Obviously, he was only with his roommates. And I can imagine the roommates maybe were focused on themselves. So obviously, this is no one's fault, but it's important that now we can look at this, learn from it and think, okay, cool. If I'm around somebody who I feel like is going addiction to something that they shouldn't have, maybe I need to, keep a close eye to them. But again, you can try to speak to them, but speaking to someone who's got an addiction isn't exactly always the easiest thing. But it continues here by saying, Addison said he and Garrison spoke the night before his suicide, and Garrison had appeared to have been intoxicated. Although the duo spent a lot of time together, Addison stated that nothing Garrison said ever raised a red flag. And this is the crazy thing. I saw an ad last year. It was of two men going to a football match. Always in soccer for you Americans. And Addison represented how he had one guy who would show that he had emotions of looking like he was down. The other guy showed emotions of being happy. And it showed a series of them going to matches time and time again. But then at one point, the guy that always appeared to be happy ended up taking his own life. And that is a sign to say that just because somebody looks okay, it doesn't mean that they are okay. If anything, to be honest with you, arguably you can say that some of the best actors in this world, not as actors, but the people that are best at hiding things are the people that usually pretend to be happy. Because I mean, look at this is the reality. Sometimes it feels like it's easier to pull a happy face than it is to open up. And that's just a sad truth of life, right? And that is why mental health has become on such a rise, because a lot of people feel like, well, as long as I'm smiling, as long as I put on a happy face, everything will be okay. Or at least I just don't want other people to worry about me, or I don't want people to be. And to be fair, some people even pull a happy face because they just don't want to hear the truth of other people. And that is also a very common thing. So despite him obviously thinking that there wasn't a red flag to be raised, I would say, listen, if somebody is, I mean, for me personally, I've always been cautious of people that are always extremely happy. I'm just like, yo, like, is there never a moment where you just kind of like, you know what I mean? But either way, though, please pay attention to these little points here. Now, it continues by saying the report went on to say that Garrison stated that he knew that, the report went on to say that Addison stated that he knew that Garrison was having problems with his ex-girlfriend and that he was not a very happy person. Garrison's other roommate, Cheyenne, corroborated Addison's story regarding the reality star's struggles, although she and the sister wives star most mostly knew each other in the past, and she said they had been talking more often recently. She stated that she talked a little more in depth with him about how he was struggling with drinking and his depression surrounding that, the police statement read. Now, when it comes to his last text that he had with his mother, this is what's been given here. Garrison's final texts sparked concern for his well-being the day before the track incident. Police spoke with his mother, Janelle, 54, in the aftermath of her son's death, according to the police report. The TV personality claimed to officials that she'd discovered troubling messages from her son that were sent right before the tragedy. Now, here's the thing. Let's talk about that real quick. I would say that it's a good thing that Janelle was able to pick up something, because I think for her being the mother, it's important for a parent to always be able to pick up whether their child is not necessarily in the best place, because there are a lot of parents in this world, sadly, who cannot always pick up when their child is in the best place. In fact, there are even other parents in this world who know that their child is in the best place, but they choose to ignore it because some parents are too afraid to confront their child and say to them, hey, are you okay? Hey, what's going on? Hey, do you need help? And that's something that I've noticed within my timeline. I've been around other people where on the outside, I think, oh, these guys look like such a happy family. But then once I've actually got to know them and whatnot, I've realized that a lot of people go through life with their parents never actually correcting their wrongs, never actually, humbling their attitude, or never actually checking up on them the right way. Because I find that a lot of the time when people have arguments with their parents, they just move on the next day and pretend as if never happened, as if nothing ever happened. Do you know what I mean? And it's kind of weird because I'm someone that likes to, problem solve. If I have an issue with somebody or somebody has an issue with me, I like to get down to the nitty and gritty of it. So it was quite interesting to see that a lot of people come from homes where parents don't actually, speak to their kids whenever they have a fallout. They just try to pretend as if everything's okay. So it's actually quite good that Janelle was able to identify that something was wrong with her son, and therefore she wanted to make some sort of action. So to be fair, that just shows how much of a great mother she is. But of course, we've seen her be a good mother to her kids. We've seen all the mums be good mothers to their kids throughout the seasons anyway. You know what I mean? But this is definitely one of those things where I show a lot of respect and credit to Janelle. Now, it continues here by saying that the TV personality claimed to officials that she discovered troubling messages from her son. Oh, yes, I read that part, didn't I? According to Janelle, Garrison had texted a group of people that the Brown family works that the Brown family works with their TLC TV show. The message reportedly read, "I want to hate you for sharing the good times, but I can't. I miss these days." That's just a sad thing to read, and to hear. After learning of Garrison's strange text, she told the police that she reached out to her son, who engaged with her for only a few minutes before he stopped replying, which obviously, of course, was a massive concern. She then contacted the other kids to have someone check on him, and his younger brother, Gabriel, offered. By the time Gabriel had arrived in Flagstaff, Garrison had already passed away. So again, if it wasn't for Janelle asking her other children to obviously check up on him, who knows how long his body would have been left there, obviously, deceased. So it's a good thing that she definitely had concerns, and it's even better that one of the other siblings were available to actually go check up on him, rather than to be like, oh, I'm too busy, blah, blah, blah. So it's nice to see that the family was also willing to go and see, obviously if he was okay, but sadly when they got there, he wasn't. But nonetheless, though, let me know exactly what you're thinking down below. Now, I will say this, though, I think regarding the whole TLC thing, and obviously the filming, I know obviously right now, a lot of people are thinking, hold on a minute, TLC shouldn't be filming their season. The family should be given time out, should be given their time to obviously to grieve and to mourn obviously what's happened. And hopefully that is something that will be done. And to be fair, I can now imagine that coming up to the next season, which obviously I was hoping there wasn't going to be another season, but now obviously we know there's going to be another season. I'm pretty sure TLC will probably, air some of what's happened, but hopefully they won't, to be fair, because this isn't really something that needs to be aired on TV, to be honest with you. You could argue and say maybe it's going to help raise concerns, but at the same time, the family does, deserve their own privacy and their own right to obviously choose whether they want that to be advertised or not. But TLC be doing TLC shiz, so I wouldn't be surprised if a part of the storyline will be a part of the following season, but I guess we have to wait and see. But nonetheless, though, let me know what you're thinking down below in the comment section. Please don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and of course, peace.